All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. There has been a night and day difference between the Pittsburgh Steelers training camp, most notably relating to Mr. Kenny Pickett. If you're not drinking the Kool-Aid, well, I'd at least start to mix it because Kenny Pickett being QB1 to start and be QB1 through the entirety of training camp is big in and of itself. But guys, I know you're seeing some of these highlights on Twitter or Instagram. He is throwing some freaking darts, man. He's throwing some freaking darts. We saw this in preseason last year. The difference is, or in camp as well, the difference is how consistent it is. You rarely see Kenny Pickett right now in training camp, from what I've been able to see, make the same mistake twice. All right. There's an improved confidence. He's not scrambling around in the pocket. The improved offensive line definitely plays a part in that. But everything seems to be clicking right now with Kenny Pickett and all of his wide receivers, his offensive line, his running backs, etc., etc. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Steelers fans, let's try and get this video to 500 likes. That would mean the world to me. But guys, training camp today, August 2nd, just ended. We heard great things from Diontae Johnson today. We've heard, oh my goodness, a lot of great things recently by Anthony McFarland Jr. The Steelers actually picked up Quan Alexander, but we'll talk about that at the end. I want to focus on the offense right now because the body language from what I've seen has been, it's loose and it's fun. Right? It just looks like everybody is having fun. It looks like everybody is enjoying these practices, these camps. They're enjoying being back with their teammates, being back on the football field. You can tell there's instant chemistry, specifically with Kenny Pickett and guys like Diontae Johnson. George Pickens, we've seen it. We've seen it with Darnell Washington. A lot of chemistry building, which is great because last year, Mitchell Trubisky was the starting QB for the first couple of weeks, even though we all saw it with our own two eyes. Kenny Pickett had a better preseason. He had a better camp. It just was inconsistent. We know he has the talent. We know he can throw it downfield. They've been, by the way, throwing it downfield all freaking training camp, which you love to see because we've heard both George Pickens say they want to throw it deep a lot more, and we've heard Kenny Pickett say they want to throw the deep shot a lot more as well. But like last year, we saw the connection. Even though he wasn't QB1 in training camp getting first team reps, we saw the immediate connection between Kenny Pickett and George Pickens when Kenny hit the field last year. So I'm expecting is the wrong word. I'm anticipating over 1,000 receiving yards, even in this loaded offense that the Steelers have right now. Because I want to talk real quick about Anthony McFarland Jr. So obviously you have Najee Harris as running back 1. You have Jaylen Warren as RB2. It is such a dynamic, versatile, playmaking bunch. Just those two players alone. Enter Anthony McFarland Jr. Tony can run, and he can run fast. But not only can he run fast, he can also catch the ball, and he's reportedly been feasting all training camp. RB3, even though Jaylen Warren's a stud backup running back, we're going to see Anthony McFarland Jr. next year. And even though Jaylen Warren can catch the ball, the more the merrier, man, especially in the running back unit, especially in your division in the AFC North, where it's smash mouth football, right? Everybody hates each other. These are rivalries. By the end of the season, you want as many healthy running backs as you possibly could ask for. And that's exactly what the Steelers have. Finally, with the offense, oh my goodness, Darnell Washington. So if you guys didn't hear, George Pickens last week when training camp started said Darnell Washington, and keep in mind these are former teammates, he said Darnell Washington is the best tight end in the NFL. Darnell Washington was just drafted. The point is this: Darnell Washington is a stud, and apparently in first team reps, he is pretty much shutting out the edge, which means the running backs are having a lot of room to run. And for a rookie tight end, that is almost unheard of. Almost unheard of. We say it time and time again on this channel. If you can block, you will play. If you are a rookie, I think your best bet as far as getting consistent playing time is being able to block. That's exactly what Darnell Washington can do. But I have a feeling he's going to be a red zone threat next season. I have a feeling he's going to be maybe like 20 to 30 receptions and 3 or 4 touchdowns. Nonetheless, the long-term physicality, talent, blocking, all of this ability with Darnell Washington long-term is money. It's absolutely money. And don't forget about Pat Freiermuth. One last thing. It's been great to see, apparently, Deontay Johnson, going back to the body language, Deontay Johnson and Allen Robinson have been doing a great job at mentoring these young wide receivers, specifically George Pickens. So offensively, man, I am feeling really, really good. That's it for offense. Defensively, I have a couple of things. So this was from Steelers Depoy. Cam Hayward spoke to the team, broke down the huddle today to set the message and the tone for the day, which is great. A lot of leaders on this defense, right? A lot of playmakers on this defense. Just the defensive line in general should terrify teams. You have Larry Ogunjobi, you have Keanu Benton, you have Cameron Hayward, you have sneak guy DeMarvin Leal, you have TJ Watt. Like, their defense, their front seven is so freaking good, man. Cole Holmcomb, Landon Roberts, Alex Highsmith, and then new addition Quan Alexander. Speaking about the linebackers, the reports are saying that these guys are hitting, and they are hitting hard. They're forcing fumbles, and they're doing a good job. But what was interesting to me, and this is like the one, it's not a concern I have, but it was something that's been interesting to me. So the Steelers signed Quan Alexander a couple of days ago. Now, Quan is 28 years old. He said this quote, he's ready for anything. I love his mentality. I love him as a player, former Pro Bowler. He's bounced around the league in the last couple of years, still a reliable veteran linebacker to have. Last year with the New York Jets, he had a forced fumble, 69 tackles, and 6 tackles for loss in only 11 starts. But we saw earlier in free agency, the Steelers pick up Cole Holmcomb and Landon Roberts. Cole Holmcomb, the last time we saw him in a fully healthy season, he had over 150 tackles. Landon Roberts last year with the Miami Dolphins, he had over 100 tackles as well. And then, obviously you have TJ Watt and you have Alex Highsmith, who it was a sack menace last year. He almost had 15 total sacks, and literally not a soul outside of Steelers fans are talking about it. It's pretty crazy. The Quan Alexander addition was interesting to me, because I look at the linebacker unit and I'm like, all right, you have TJ Watt, Cole Holmcomb, Landon Roberts, Alex Highsmith, Mark Robinson, Nick Herbig. There's some linebackers there. So they go out there and sign Quan Alexander. It gets me, is there a lack of confidence in the linebacker group that the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive coaches, the linebackers, they don't trust? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just a depth piece. Who knows? But I like the move nonetheless. I mean, you can never have too much talent. You can never have too much depth. So hopefully it's not like a lack of confidence or anything like that. Maybe it's just backup for a potential injury, because, injuries are just a part of the game. But that is something to keep an eye on. And that was something that was interesting to me when I saw that they signed Quan Alexander, because I'm like, been talking about it all offseason, how much I love this new and improved linebacker group for the Steelers. So let me know what you guys are thinking about that down below. And then finally, Corey Trice Jr. On the IR. We don't have an official update on it. We don't know, you might not see him play until next year's training camp, like Calvin Austin last year. Maybe he'll be back week 1. We don't know. For such a late draft pick to be getting praised this high is really impressive. So hopefully Corey Trice Jr., hopefully that injury isn't as severe, but apparently the people who saw it do think it is relatively severe. But Joey Porter Jr., I mean, we've heard some quote. I heard a quote from an NFL analyst, Bucky Brooks, not sure who it is, but they or she, he, him, whatever, or he, her, whatever, said Porter is already to be a quote-unquote top NFL cornerback very early in his career. And they also picked up Patrick Peterson in free agency. So, just kind of like, I just circled the linebacker unit, but outside of that, it's been nothing but praise and nothing but hype coming out of Steelers camp. So that's it for today. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. Let me know what you guys are thinking about that linebacker unit down below.